Oh, I need to send out the live stream link too.
Yeah.
There's a lot I haven't done. I'll do that real fast. What?
My friend who applied for the roads just found out that she's not a finalist. But she was like, I didn't expect to wake up on Saturday morning and find out. And I applied, and now I'm like on edge, worried that the decisions are gonna come out in the middle of the
Dude, wait, why? They don't even tell you the time they're gonna announce it?
No, they just tell you like it'll generally be within the next 2 weeks. But like you think it's like a Monday through Friday, like probably like after 12 or
Saturday
something.
morning.
Not a Saturday at 10 a.m.
That must just make your weekend so much.
Oh, her weekend is just ruined. Yeah.
Oh,
She feels terrible.
I don't know if I'd ever apply.
Terrifying.
Oh God. Oh, and Dr. Q said she'd be here today.
I'm super excited to see her.
I have not seen her in weeks. I'm lacking her presence. I need her. But she might be late though. She's driving from another town in North Carolina. I don't know where though. Oh, yeah, Brian's coming.
Brian?
Brian Rush.
Oh, sweet.
So it's kind of weird projecting all this stuff on the TV. Perfect.
Where is it, man?
I don't know. We
We
always
always
get
change this 11 a.m. start time to like 12 because I think most people sleep in until 11 on Saturday.
Yeah. I feel like, well, a lot of people last minute wake up and then they're sick, and then they like Deep T and Shreyas.
The plague has hit.
Yeah. Like wave 2.
Also on a Friday night.
Yeah.
Just like accelerates plague.
Oh, and countdown probably like was a big hub for like just. But I don't know. Do you guys have like another meeting time that you guys want
We'll do a little later.
to later in the day maybe? Okay.
We're good. Where do you want to sit?
I'm surprised.
Oh, and Jay said he'd be here too.
Right next to me. How's it going?
Making it. Slowly but surely. Do you guys have anything exciting?
Anything exciting? Personally, not really. Work.
We won a disability cultural center.
We want it.
Really?
We're getting one, a temporary one by the end of spring 2020, and plans for a permanent one starting next year.
Locations?
One west.
Be like anything more detailed than on West, but
TBD, we're on a meeting in about a month for probably Bryan Center.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Great job.
Very excited.
So wait, so spring 2020 is when they want a temporary one? By the end of it, or?
Like at least a meeting space where we can do meetings.
They proposed student wellness because like they have a lot of offices in student wellness.
Yeah.
And then also by end of spring 2020, a plan for like this how next year we can start doing all those jobs. Yeah.
It's very cool.
So we're gonna have meetings about that, and all who want to come and give input. Yeah.
Well, I guess we should get started, but we're thinking about changing our meeting time now because it's a bit early in the morning after Friday night. So, oh, someone's back. Okay, let's get started. So, hello, welcome back, everybody. Today we're gonna do some task force updates. I guess we could do instructions for people who are going to watch or are watching afterwards. I can't see who's watching, but I'm Simon, president of DDA, and the best thing about this week was I slept like 10 hours today, so that was nice.
I'm Gabrielle. I'm secretary of DDA. And the best thing about this week was going rollerblading for the first time yesterday. Ooh.
Did you go to the AAD event?
Yes, I did.
Interesting. My name is Simran. I am activism chair for DDA. As the best thing about this week was I got to take photos of Countdown yesterday. So that was fun.
For the Chronicle.
Yeah, for the Chronicle.
No, you work on it. I'm on the edit board.
What?
I'm on the edit board.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Putting right about disability justice stuff and putting our conversations in the forefront. Obviously, my name's Kevin. I don't know if I have an official title. I used to be the vice president, and now I help lead the task force for center.
Just integral presence as the position.
Most exciting thing, I went to the state fair, which was super fun, and I won 4 little, not little, they're pretty big, stuffed animals. And I feel like you never win those at those
You got
games.
4?
You got
I won
4?
4 of them, so I was
Oh.
very proud.
Wow.
Like, forget good grades.
Big flex.
Winning.
Like actually.
Wow.
So,
What was the best thing you ate there?
I wasn't all that creative, I have to say. Funnel cake was delicious.
Okay,
Okay.
I would say very
Funnel
acceptable.
cake,
Yeah.
caramel apple, and popcorn was all I had.
I'm going on
Very
Saturday,
sick.
so.
Ah, nice. Yeah, very
I'm
sick.
to go this year.
Like back in like 8th grade or something like that. Never got it.
Watch your pocketbooks, it'll stack up.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it's those things. I'm Brian. I lead up the curriculum task force with Allie. And the best thing about this week was much more boring week than everybody else's week for the Suds. They had midterms and took the GRE and all that sort of stuff.
You took the GRE?
I took the GRE.
Ooh,
Yeah.
good
So
job.
honestly, the best part might just be having taken the GRE.
Yeah.
Having it done with.
Yes, I felt happy.
Good. That makes it worth it, right?
Exactly.
It's one thing to take it before it. It's another thing to get what you want.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's probably it.
Right.
Thank you. Yeah. So moving onwards and upwards, checking those boxes exactly.
I took the MCAT this summer, and like it was just like, honestly, I didn't even care what I got. I was just like, I'm done. I don't even want it.
Exactly. Yeah, I had the GRE on Tuesday and the midterm on Wednesday.
Oh.
And so there was all this like tension in me, and it was like I took the GRE and it was kind of like I let go of some of it, and but there was still that midterm, and then I took the midterm. It was like the world's open to me.
I remember after taking the GRE, my head was just like, my brain was not working for the rest of the day.
Oh, no.
Like I was like exhausted.
Yeah. I showed up to like I had to like wake up at 5 to get there on time,
God.
and got there. This really was a nightmare, but got there and took the test. Got back just in time to go to my first class of the day at 11:45.
Oh my
And I was like,
God.
why did I do this to myself? But roll in. Oh my God! I also got a midterm grade back that day.
Oh.
Yeah, that was a
Wow.
fun day. It was
What a
a fun
week.
Just a
day.
damn
You just said
exam.
your week is boring. Like, what? This sounds like
Fun, quote unquote.
Oh,
it was
fun.
It's
boring.
like-
It's all grades and tests and that sort of stuff.
It's a thrilling week.
But no, yeah. I quite literally just zoned out for the rest of class. It was like, I got my grade back. I just took the GRE. And you said my brain wasn't working, so I was just like, I deserve,
yeah.
I deserve not paying attention even though he's lecturing.
Oh man. Well, glad to hear that you're alive.
I tried my hardest.
Let's get to it. I guess we should start with the well, should we wait for Dr. Q might be here. So we can start with well, I guess task force. Jay's not here to do maps. Do you know where Jay is? Or no?
No.
Dang.
Uh,
Text him.
Yeah. But and Trent's gone traveling. Oh, that's just the chat. I just enlarged the chat so we can see the chat because we don't really want to look at ourselves. Well, we can if we want, but
Yeah.
um,
Yeah, because Trent said Jay would be here.
okay. So maps. So actually, ASL. So maps had their first meeting,
Yes.
and I don't know what exactly their action items are, but it's moving again, which is nice. Next, the ASL task force. I actually just met with Bailey. This isn't related to the task force. Well, it's kind of, but they're doing an event. And they're inviting. Do you guys know who
They're
Niall DeMarco is?
No.
He's a deaf public figure. He's really famous. He won Dancing with the Stars. He what else did you Got Talent? He won. He's a celebrity, and he's deaf, and he's a big ASL deaf advocate, and he does a lot of queer advocacy as well. I think he identifies as gender fluid. I'm not exactly sure. I don't really know him that well, but so he does a lot of advocacy in the LGBTQ plus community, and yeah, they've asked him to come, and he agreed. He's coming in February. It's going to be this like big, like 400 person event. Like they expect a lot of people to come see him. Apparently, he's very famous. So they're asking us to help co-sponsor it. So that's fun. Might be cool to see. I don't know what he's going to do, but he's probably going to speak a lot on ASL education and deaf identity in general. So go for that in February. We'll work on the funding for that first.
There's also this thing that they're doing with Bosch.
Oh,
And so they are teaching ASL to kids.
in like Splash is having them do like
Yeah, so it's like the people from the ASL club. I think I'm teaching at 10 o'clock. They're doing like a class thing for all the for kids around Durham. and it's on Saturday,
Oh, okay.
so I might not be at the meeting.
No.
But yeah,
Huh. That'd be fun. Ah, that's fun. Actually getting out to schools and doing the education.
Mhm.
Okay. So, I don't know if you know anything about the task force.
we haven't done any other meetings besides the first one yet. Which so I texted Bailey. I was like, "Yo, we need to have another meeting." She was like, "Okay, I'll talk to all the other members, and then
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
plan out a date." But that's that.
Okay. Well, whenever you guys have a meeting,
Because
let us know.
yeah, they were busy because they just had their first 2 lessons, so they're planning out timings for those and everything. So no one was free to meet for the task force, and they're planning out their curriculum for the club.
Right.
But now that that's running, they said that we'll start having more meetings.
For planning out the actual advocacy part. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Still moving forward.
Wait, that was for what?
That was for ASL.
Mm.
They got their club curriculum all organized.
Cool.
So now they're starting to move towards actually getting the program established.
Cool.
Which is fun.
Sorry, I walked out. I think I had
It's okay.
glass in my mouth. I was really scared about eating it. It wasn't ended up being glass, but it's really big. All good.
I'm glad it wasn't glass. Oh
Was
my
it the
god.
tip of your fork?
It might have been the tip of my fork.
Because there's a tip missing on your
No, there
fork.
is.
Okay, West Union.
Union.
West Union to go forks are not durable at all. Some of them oh no, the forks when I go to Panda and you get a plastic fork.
Oh my god, those ones bend.
They
Oh,
melt.
yeah,
They melt.
yeah.
They melt. I'm like, what happened? I took a fork for my friend because I had to take food all the way to East for him. And
No.
I was at work, right? And I had a fork. I was tearing the fork with it. I put it in my bag with the food and everything.
Yeah.
And I took it out and it was all
It was
melted. I was like, I'm sorry. You gotta get a fork from somewhere else now.
And you stop eating it if it's melted, but then you also worry did it melt into the food?
That's exactly where I'm thinking.
Exactly.
Carcinogens? A question mark? Yeah.
I need a little bit of pasta.
Oh well.
No, I don't know.
Good for the
Spices up your meal a little bit.
Stranger things to look like.
You think we would have money?
And back to the task force. Why don't we do the curriculum next?
Curriculum, yeah. So keeping on with the same 3, our kind of breakdown is survey. I mean, I can pull up the survey or it's in the box. It's in a box of a box of a box of a box.
It's
I'm glad we both do that. So
yeah. Let's see. What's the folder called? Curriculum?
Curriculum, probably.
Curriculum
Yeah.
task force.
Curriculum task force. Yeah.
Curriculum task force. Here we go.
I don't think that's it, actually.
Oh, shit.
I don't know if that was sarcastic or not.
Totally sorry.
Okay.
I
I was so serious.
What?
Because because
I was
at
really
the point-
concerned for a moment.
Curriculum task force is actually the center task force. And you
Oh, yeah.
you just
You guys have really fooled me.
Are we talking about? Oh, you guys have testimonials prepared too.
Yeah, we got some testimonials just
That's
because.
very cool.
So useful links, survey development. So survey development, that document there. We sat down.
Have we given you access to our past? I don't know. I should probably review.
I was about to say we had talked about it previously, but
I mean, you guys have done so much work already. that
yeah, I was
don't
about to
think
say.
you need
I
any
think we've pretty much we've gotten a good structure here. So it was just we sat down last Sunday and just went through every single question. I was on here,
more. Okay.
began to synthesize some of it. So we're going to be using SurveyMonkey to make the actual
SurveyMonkey,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, because they have the most accessible platform.
Interesting.
Yeah.
In what way?
I can't quite say, but so there's I can send you a link on how SurveyMonkey is accessible, but and what they provide. But there's the SDAO office was SurveyMonkey has different
Okay.
services and
We should maybe use that for our
That's
surveys.
been recent because they totally encouraged us to use
Google Forms.
Google Forms last year.
Google
Oh,
Forms
really?
is pretty. I thought it was accessible, but maybe compatibility with screen readers and such.
screen magnifiers. Text to enable a response to complete survey using a screen reader with a text-to-speech system.
Okay.
Doesn't require mouse or keyboard to complete.
Oh, Survey Monkey.
So yeah. And so like they've got
I'll start using them.
a full page on like here's all the accessibility features and how to use them. So yeah,
It's good.
the Survey Monkey's good to go. So we're going to be using that, and it's just we have like a couple of general topics of like general information, year, major, what criteria were important in choosing your major, career, how do you feel about your experience at Duke, or like different types of experiences at Duke. Then it delves into interdisciplinary and experiential interests and / experiences. Okay. About like what type of like methodologies are being used in your courses, like how do you feel about like experiential learning, like kind of those discussions around the methodologies. So, how are you guys doing?
Hello.
Hey, Simon.
Hey.
Good to see you.
see you.
Sorry, I walk in and interrupt. Like
No, it's
No
okay.
worries.
No
It's been a
worries.
very laid back meeting.
How's
Okay.
everyone doing?
Yeah, I went out to get some food.
And nobody
He
was.
had some plastic in his mouth from his food.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'm excited to be here. I haven't been here in a few weeks, but
We're all busy.
yeah.
We're thinking about changing our meeting time because
Okay.
it's in the morning on a Saturday after Friday night.
Okay.
Explicitly after Friday night.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
whatever works for people.
Yeah.
Do later in the day on Saturday.
Yeah, I think that might be best for us.
Have you guys met Kendall yet? This is Kendall.
Hi, Kendall.
She's a student in my class.
Oh,
this
cool.
semester.
Hi,
Well, welcome.
I'm Kevin. What are your names again?
We've met.
Simran?
Gabrielle.
Simon. Fun. Awesome. So we went to the survey development. It's going well. Going to send that out to Survey Monkey. I'm assuming within 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Within 2 weeks, yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
Um,
We're meeting tomorrow. Hopefully we'll finish it then.
Yeah.
Deborah Jensen also wants to have a look at it, and she said
course.
she'd look on Monday.
Great, good.
So
So
When's the meeting now?
the meeting is at 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. Yeah. Double check with that.
It's always nice to have two people like
She
no.
booked the room like while we were in it last week, so I think,
Yeah, I think it.
I think we're good.
I might be able to drop by the end of that.
Awesome.
I have a Chronicle thing at 2.
Okay. Yeah,
Um,
it says 2 o'clock in Bostock room 8.
2 o'clock.
Yes.
Wait, did she send out an email?
No,
Okay.
but I'm just. Did she book the room? Didn't she book the room?
I thought she did. Like, I know there was definitely discussion and plans.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
okay.
So I have a question for that task force. What if we went to the academic council
Mhm.
and like gave them a template of what like a syllabus could say on like accessibility notes,
Mhm.
and then encourage the academic council to tell all departments to start using those notes or like something like that note?
That would be great. So the curriculum task force is about more than just classroom accessibility. It's about actually getting a health humanities and disability studies program started, which is content as well as accessible form.
Right.
But for that idea, we have something called the Duke Accessible Syllabus Project that we did a couple years ago with a DDA student who's now graduated. And that website is there. There's tons of guidelines. I have a sample syllabus up on it. We could share that. All that
Yeah,
work has been
yeah.
done. It's just
Okay.
not been shared very widely.
I'll
so.
reach out to the academic council. now.
Yeah, so
It-
first find the website. So go to sites.duke.edu/disability@Duke.
Who is the academic council composed of?
So it's department heads, and then they like represent like so it's a bunch of different professors, and then I think a lot of them are or department heads, and then they represent or elect rather like a group of leadership. And so the head of it is Carrie Haney, who is involved in that meeting with the working group, and also is my advisor. So I got to know a lot of the academic council people. So I could send an email to them, and I think they would be able to disperse. All right, sites.duke.edu/
Disability at Duke. And then within that, there's different buttons. There's a menu, and it's under faculty. And then the button is
I've
called
seen that syllabus
Duke Accessible Syllabus Project.
when I was browsing that website.
So that's a link to another website,
Yeah, I see.
which is the Duke Accessible Syllabus
Okay, cool.
website. And so yeah, all that stuff is there.
Okay. Have we been in touch with? So we mentioned this in our meeting yesterday. Kim Hewitt, the Officer of
No,
Institutional.
we have not been. Jay asked if we can see him in the chat, just a quick note.
See it?
Can you see him in chat? No, we cannot.
Unless he types.
Let me troubleshoot.
Yeah,
Sorry to interrupt you there.
Oh, no.
Simon.
thank you.
Mary. Oh, there he is.
Hello again.
Hello, Jay.
Oh, okay. Hey Jay, how's it
Okay.
going?
So Kim Hewitt, no.
Kim Hewitt. So she's the officer. I don't know what.
Institutional equity.
So is this its own office?
Yeah.
Under. I'm guessing just.
I think it's under like Director of Undergraduate Studies or something. It might be
Okay.
under Gary Bennett.
Because it might. She might be. I was thinking if we did something like issues like that with classroom accessibility to her, that would be an issue that she should definitely respond to, and it might be directly under her jurisdiction to do something about. So and the cultural center as well, but this especially because
Yeah.
this is very, very much an issue of equity in the classroom. So yeah, we might want to reach out to her as well. Cool. Okay. Okay. Cultural center? Fun stuff?
Yeah. So we won.
We won.
So after 2 years, we won.
We won what?
We're
Wait, what?
getting a disability cultural center.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
What?
we won.
What is it gonna be? Is it gonna have staff? Is
There
it
will
gonna
be
have,
at least a temporary space by end of spring 2020.
Oh my
And
god.
we will also have a plan for creating a permanent space following the year after.
You guys, we need to have like a party. We need to have like a
You were saying
Right?
that. You need
a
a
So-
party, invite everybody to it.
Yeah,
DA public event.
yeah, I plan to
Honestly,
tell
we
like
could
all
find
these people
people
stay.
Deal. This is a huge deal.
Yeah,
There's only like 3 or 4 of these like up and running in the
Yeah.
country.
we
So-
won.
Oh my god.
Heck
Where did
yeah.
you find that out?
So yesterday we had our meeting with Mary
Yeah.
Pat McMahon, and she
Yes.
was very like excited about it. She was like, "Yeah, you don't really need to convince me on the value of it. Can
Right.
you talk to me about strategy and how we can go forward?" So in a month we're gonna have a meeting, which we'd love for you to be there at. She wanted to meet you.
Okay.
Also to talk about some of the like faculty side of things.
Yeah.
And to like plan out logistics, like do we need a staff member and where might it be and like what kinds of hours should it be full-time or part-time? What kind of resources do you want? Like how do we design it so it best meets? So if people want to come to that meeting, it'll also have Lee Fickling and maybe Kim Hewitt too, and try to do like a coordinating, like how can we make sure how can we like make sure it best suits the student needs?
It's so exciting.
But we won!
Oh my god.
It's like doesn't feel real.
2
I'm just
years
like,
running. Oh,
This is like I want to just like bask in this. So
Right?
is this the thing that that Gary Bennett was like excited about and was going to announce?
no mention of Gary Bennett in the
Okay.
entire meeting.
Because he did have like some kind of news that he hinted at.
She said that Gary Bennett and her, Mary Pat McMahon, are like close like partners and like
Yes.
love, like they really vibe with each other. So they work together.
Okay.
So he might have been like
Might have
hinting
been,
at like
no, maybe you
she's
guys
really
were having this meeting
yeah.
and knew that she was positively inclined. Okay.
Yeah. So that might be it, but
Okay.
we should also maybe expect more.
Oh
I like
my
it.
god, you guys, this is amazing. Wow.
So we sent her our report on cultural centers. We included like 5 cultural centers in there that we really liked.
Mhm.
We can still work on like if we want to like in the next month before that meeting really like work on that document even more, really beef it up, talk
Yeah.
about specifically what do we want a Duke one. So if we want to kind of craft a vision for it, that's great.
Mhm.
But she also recognized when I was like, it's not good that we have to do all the labor that the
Yeah.
university should be doing. And she was like, yeah, that's totally fine. You all are done on your part. We'll take care of the rest. Just come up to the meeting if you want to give input. But I think we could also help frame if we want to do that work.
I think we should, probably be there to help give our perspective because I feel like
I guess we have
from
more
the student
insight.
perspective, it's like,
Yeah.
and maybe we could get like, I don't know. Do you think it's appropriate to like invite people that like gave testimony, like that? You were mentioning Eric and maybe Jay wants to be there because Jay's been working so hard on this,
Yeah.
and I think his input is definitely necessary. I don't know, Jay, would you want to be at that meeting? I think he did say he wants to be at the meeting.
Yeah, he said he would try to be there.
Yeah,
Also, the chat's probably delayed, so that's why we don't get it.
Gotcha.
Um,
So I think we should totally advertise it, and
yes,
I think we should celebrate it, and I think we can write an article in the Chronicle for it,
What's your
and I'll let all of People State know. And I think we can also like host a DDA like celebration
we could program. Yeah, we could
for the
program
end of the
something.
year.
I'll
End
ask,
of this semester.
I'll ask Trent to start working on that,
Okay.
like event funding and stuff.
Yeah, we might wait until that initial meeting with them,
But like, we can plan it.
but we can. plan it.
I'm gonna make the event anyway.
Yeah.
This is so exciting.
Oh,
She was
Our first
she was
DDA
very
session.
I was so happy that she was and so knowledgeable about it too. She was like, yeah, I read through the report already. I was like, oh,
Mhm.
oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
And she wanted to work a lot with other side of things. Like she wanted to like talk
Yeah.
about like academic spaces and like wanted to talk about how faculty, like
Yeah.
whether they're more accessible. And so she was
she
like,
was getting into
maybe I'll
classroom
call Marion
accessibility.
and talk to her about it because we were like, here's what we think about it, but also she's like the expert right now working on this. So yeah, I think she's gonna help us with other things.
Maybe
Yeah,
we
that's-
could.
Great.
You can even talk about like the
The efforts for the curriculum. I feel like the
Yeah.
two things kind of go together in a way.
Mhm.
On the one side, cultural programming and community events, and on the other side, like classrooms.
so so
Would be a separate meeting.
you wash Washington up in like not the DC but the
The
state.
one in St. Louis.
Yeah, no,
Oh, the one in
Um,
Washington.
Washington. Yeah, see, this is so good.
Sorry, Washington
Yeah.
University.
Washington University
University of Washington
is
is in Seattle, right?
Yes,
Okay.
I think so.
Yes.
The University of Washington, the thing I loved about their cultural center is they have this library there.
Yeah.
Of like just books, articles dedicated to disability studies.
Yeah.
And like I was like, that's what I want.
Yeah.
Like I want something like that. So we can get if we got a curriculum established alongside the cultural center, like you could use that as a hub for
Yeah,
disability studies as well.
right, exactly. And I mean, for our Duke sort of template, we've been looking a lot at the Center for Sexual and Gender Diversity, and that's something that just pairs really well with the GSF program, like the Gender, Sexuality, and Feminism Studies program. So I feel like it would be similar, that we would have curricular stuff going on and that we'd have this like really strong partnership with the center
Yeah.
that is handling more of the like cultural event
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah. Cool. This is like all of our dreams coming true, you guys.
I was thinking about it yesterday. I was like, wow, like this has really been like the forefront of my work with DDA for like more than 2 years now.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
There's no
I would have never thought it would happen this fast too, so.
Yeah.
So Jay's talking about the maps.
Okay, we were unable to continue with the part of the project involving measuring and modeling accessibility because both of the people that were working on that left the team. Also, we've been having trouble contacting Dominic from the co-lab who's been working on the tech and map for us. Okay.
Alright. Okay, well, wait, the measuring and modeling part?
Yeah, so Jay, are you guys then looking to recruit new students to the team? Because I have at least one student who is in Pratt and who is looking to get more involved with DDA. She hasn't joined exec as of yet.
As
You
in-
know, Jolie from our class, yeah. So she might be interested in partnering up with you guys and helping out with that part, although I don't know what her skills are, because honestly, I am very unclear on what modeling even means. Brian was trying to explain this to me in the curricular task force a couple weeks ago. So I'm not positive that my student has those skills already as a freshman, but,
I don't have those skills.
okay.
Nobody has those.
So what we have left are the PDF maps of West Union that we marked up with accessibility features. So yeah, so maybe start recruiting
Yeah,
as like on the logistical side,
yeah.
and then I am not knowledgeable about just the
Modeling.
process. Yeah, like
So, I mean, so I guess I'm not super knowledgeable in regards to what this effort is, and so in regards to the measuring and modeling, can somebody speak to what the goal was for that?
It was to get a sense of, like, to create a model of a building like this one.
Yes.
Right, so that you could like visualize everything, where the doors are, how those doors open, where the restrooms are, where the elevators are.
Okay,
all
so it
that
was
stuff.
making like a physical model,
I think
Yeah, it was like a
Yeah.
tactile map.
a tactile. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So is that the same as the tactile map mentioned in the second bullet?
I think that you have to model it first, and then
So-
you use that model to do 3D printing, right?
The tactile map they have is a prototype.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I don't know if that's been whatever modeling means. Man, I just feel so
Because I also
They
didn't know if
model it
like
before
the
you-
measuring and modeling accessibility, that
Yeah.
could be how many people are using the
Oh.
accessible features and like a flow diagram
Yeah.
as well.
That
And-
sounds right. One of my students last year was part of this effort as well. So that was the kind of language he was using when he would talk to me about it.
Okay.
Okay.
Flow was a word.
Flow, okay, so
Making it-
flow is a word that came into
Yeah.
this. Okay,
But,
okay,
oh my
okay.
god, I'm so not.
From the sounds of it, there's the tactile map of West Union, with the co-lab stuff. If there's, I can't guarantee any measuring or modeling when it comes to flow. I'm not sure, like that takes a lot of data and that takes a lot of like analysis and time. So I can't dedicate anything to that. But in regards to the tactile map of West Union, I know what was it? It was a like laser cut wood board, right?
Yeah.
Is there an ultimate goal for what that is? Because I have access to machine shops and to
Yeah.
everybody has access to the co-lab, but
Yeah.
I'm very familiar with the space of the technology.
Okay. Yeah.
So if there's models that pre-exist or whatever, I can just pop in. Or if there's any questions, I can consult on that.
The latter thing would have been a map.
An app.
Would have been-
The modeling.
Oh, okay. Using fluid dynamics. Okay. Okay.
Many words, many big words.
Okay, so again, if there's any, I can help in the tactile map stuff. If you tell me what needs to be done.
You're already doing so much.
If you tell me what needs to be done, I can help with the tactile map.
Okay.
That's one of those things where it actually doesn't like the technology, like it's kind of plug and go.
Yeah.
Like it's not like it's time intensive.
Okay.
So unless there's interaction with the material, which I can do as well, I would be happy to do. In regards to the fluid dynamics flow, I know exactly what they're talking about, but that scares me. That's a lot. Or am I free tomorrow at 1 p.m.?
Well, that's right before our meeting.
Make sure 11:30.
We'll be sure to put Brian in the. I think, okay, what group chats do you use? Slack still?
I'm free.
Brian's free. Yay.
Brian's free. Are you connected with Jay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Awesome.
Yes, we use Slack. Ah,
Jay, would you like me to put you in touch with my student who's a freshman in Pratt? Like, are you looking for new members to the team on that level, or are you looking for more sophisticated experts in fluid dynamics? Just type it into the chat when you can.
If so, I know the 60 people, the only 60 people who have been trained in fluid dynamics like him.
60?
It's
Sounds
only
like a lot.
only mechanical engineers
Okay.
take fluid dynamics.
Oh.
And that's what you are.
Yes.
Okay.
So.
Wow.
I see.
So
They're all in your class.
Exactly. We're a class of 60, so I know the 60 people who are trained in this stuff.
Okay.
I kind of wish I could take these classes, but I know it would just be so lost.
I can send you the PowerPoints.
I wouldn't be able to interpret them, but please do.
Wait, do you want me to send you the PowerPoints?
Send me one. I'm kind of curious as to what it looks like, what fluid dynamics is.
I was showing you engineering PowerPoints.
But I didn't go in that field, no offense.
We were leaning towards abandoning everything except the effort to mark up the PDF maps. Okay. So I'm guessing because of their lack of personnel, they're reducing down to just developing the tactile, like just the
Marked
model,
up PDFs, so just
which
digital.
would be used towards actually printing out the prototype, or like another prototype. The app part would be the fluid dynamic modeling thing. I'm guessing. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jay. Sorry, but Okay. Well, but I think it'd be nice to. I feel like if someone wants to get involved in this kind of stuff, like
Keep the effort going
Keep
on
the
a
effort
longer
going.
term scale.
yeah,
Yeah,
I don't want this task force to just die down into just 2 people.
yeah.
So
Okay.
that's honestly my point. I just think we can start gauging interest again, and within your classes, if you have engineers, I'm sure they would be interested.
Yes.
Let's see. Aside from that, we were on something about the cultural center, and then we kind of diverged.
I think. Yeah, we were talking about establishing a meeting in 1 month. So yeah, just send me the when to meet or whatever you're using to schedule that. I'd be happy to come.
We've emailed her secretary.
Okay.
Who?
So
You know,
it's kind of contingent on her schedule first, I'm assuming. Yeah.
Yeah,
Should
she
be a week before or after.
Okay. That's
So there's a drive that the accessible maps are using. Hopefully I get access to that. Let's see, Jay. Yeah, so, okay, so Accessibility Maps is having a meeting at 1 p.m. tomorrow, for anybody who's interested. And, sorry, I go jumping from place to place, but,
If we finish early with task force updates, I feel like Kendall should get a chance to introduce herself and talk to you guys a little bit.
oh yeah, for sure.
So you all kind of get to know each other since it's in person.
My notes and scribbles. Okay, I think we covered everything. I feel like we were missing something.
Yeah.
What time?
Okay, well, is everybody okay? Do they have anything else to say about task forces? All good? We went through all of them today, which is nice. So yeah. You want to share something?
On the spot.
Just like while you're
You were
interested.
volunteering.
We can also do this just so we all.
Yeah, everyone can introduce themselves to you.
Oh, it's just an introduction. Okay, I thought you had something to say. Okay, well,
No,
yes, let us
no,
all
no.
participate in the introductions. I didn't introduce yourself to the board.
Yeah, like I said, my name is Kendall. I'm a freshman in Sheridan. And I just thought it was very black and
You had several ideas in that email that you sent to
you want me
Brian.
to talk
We
about
can talk about
those
that stuff.
ideas?
I mean,
Did you guys want to talk about why I joined or like what ideas I had? I was
just who you are, like what, like
Anything.
anything, like where you're from,
I'm
like
sure
what you're
it'd be
interested in. Really basic.
I'm from Georgia. I'm not sure what I want to study yet. I was looking at comp sci and considering transferring into Pratt. I don't know if I want to do all that. So, and I guess I'm interested in this course because I got more into disability and sort of like working with people in the disability community in my senior year of high school. And so I want to continue that in college. And you guys were working on this and doing lots of cool stuff. And I was like, oh, I want to be involved in that. And a lot of the ideas that I sent was mainly just things like to sort of get people, I guess, to sort of raise awareness, but also just sort of get people to like, to just sort of show how things can be more accessible while still like being like interactive and fun. So like movies with captions, or like if you have like a silent disco, just like little things like that. But like I've seen other campuses do, but we didn't really do here. So
Yeah, like I'm glad that we're thinking, like you were thinking about that kind of stuff, because like that's really why I feel like a lot of our partnerships like work towards that. Like where I always go back to this example, like Hook and Horn, Logan's like making accessible, sensory friendly performances of their shows this year, and that's like way like huge step in the right direction.
it's not really widely like
Yeah,
advertised at all.
exactly. Like
So,
it shouldn't just be available; it should be advertised that they are doing this, right? Like it is being made accessible, so that there's that awareness, like publicity and stuff. Yeah, that's exciting. I'm glad that we have people like you that are like thinking about this kind of stuff.
And also, one thing that I think would be really interesting is like if we had sort of a workshop to like introduce people to like adaptive technology, or like if that was in like the cultural center, like a thing for it. Like that's just something I really find interesting. So maybe other people will too.
What are some examples of like adaptive technology that you see?
So I've been to a couple of adaptive technology labs back in Georgia, and even just the little things like having the sports movies that have like the bigger handles, or even like the keyboards that have like the strongly contrasting like colors and like the bigger letters and things, like small things like that.
So I was thinking like robots, for example. I was like,
yeah,
oh,
they
whoa.
had those too, but even just like the everyday
Yeah,
stuff,
I know.
I personally thought was really interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
So both of those.
Both of those.
Both of those.
A wide range.
Yeah. If we can.
Robots that bring you large handles.
Yes. I mean, there's so much room for you to there's so much room to do things here, like in DDA. So
And if you are interested in that, like just being part of the team and taking leadership, there's space for that. Because there's always so much going on, and there's so much work to be done that anyone who's interested in it, like, will have you, and gladly. So
Yeah, the way I come to think about it is like basically every decision that gets made at the university needs to be made through like an accessibility lens, just as it should be made through like a feminist lens or a,
right.
like whatever lens you want to say. So it's like everything could have disability.
there's never not enough work for us to do. But yeah, cool. Also, we're thinking about just a side note. We're still thinking about preparing, or at least I brought it up like once at the beginning, and I kind of like let it simmer down because we got a lot of work to do. But for people who bring ideas, like developing more adaptive technology, for example, like I want to prepare us so that we can support like the creation of a new task force, for example. Like prepare resources that will help people, or like be able to give the right information to people, just like general info. That's something I probably want to work on. I'll bring that up to exec again.
Just like having resources available.
Yeah,
to give to people.
To give to people, like here's a folder with everything
Yeah.
that might or
I
probably
agree. I mean, and again, that Disability at Duke website that I made has some resources like that on the resources button.
like how to do advocate, or like how to
I'll show you. There's a lot, so kind of too much really, but there's like a section for disability resources at Duke, so it's just a link to the disability management system, and then the name of the disability studies librarian is there. Yeah, we didn't have him when you took my class, but we got him the year after.
What?
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
a library?
Because of my freshman classes, I think there were so many
like-
students going to the library being like, I need disability studies books, and they were like, wait, what is this? And then they were like, oh wait, this is a thing. And so
Oh wait, this is the
Awesome.
thing.
they created,
So small but so big.
yeah, it's awesome.
We have so many things to celebrate.
I know, yeah.
Justin, tomorrow night I'm free for dinner. So next weekend we do pumpkin carving, something fun, Halloween.
Yeah.
There's actually pumpkin carving right after this
You
local
don't
quad.
have to like apply to SOC for fun.
Let's do
It's
that.
like something we can just do.
Yeah.
Like DT had this idea last year of just, why don't we just like get dinner with our leftover meal plan points at the end
Let's
of
just
the
do it,
semester,
yeah.
just like not even ask anyone's permission, but just
Okay, actually though, tomorrow night.
Yeah.
I have a midterm on Monday, so I can't.
I have a midterm on Monday too.
Monday night?
I have a midterm paper due Tuesday.
Tuesday?
I have class till 8:45.
Oh, wow.
stuff every
That's
day.
the luck.
This
Gotta
is like
eat.
the most representative
Gotta
flight of
prioritize.
I know.
Just like I have a midterm. Oh, I have a paper. Oh, I have another midterm.
Everyone's gonna have something every single day.
Yeah, it's never.
Not
The
on the
real question is
weekend.
what
Well, actually,
your
on the
values and
weekend I can't
priorities
do
have you invited?
this weekend, but I can do another weekend. It's a
Yikes. Alright, I'll send out a whatever one of those.
Yeah.
we'll send a win to me out.
I went to meet for our get together.
But
Honestly,
so
it's-
Simon, if you want to check out these resources and see if there's shareable stuff there, because there's
I'm sure all of this is relevant.
there's
like,
stuff on
development
language.
hacking.
I feel like the language stuff is
That
important.
is important.
Then there's like a how to make your events accessible guidelines.
Okay.
And then I have all the podcasts and blogs linked, and then I have all the journals.
So this is a lot.
It's a lot,
This is
but
a lot.
hey, it's all in one place.
Oh, that's amazing.
So-
Yeah. I totally forgot that you had this page.
Yeah.
I always forget that this website exists.
I know.
Organized. You've done all the work already.
Yeah, it was just to have it there because so many people ask me for free labor all the time and teaching them this kind of stuff. So I just have a site to send them to now, so it's helpful.
Okay. Well, I'll be sure to probably note that down.
Cool. And our page is on here too, under students. Do disability
Yeah,
rights
yeah.
page, and then all of our
We need an updated photograph.
we need to update the photos and stuff, but all of our YouTube stuff is there, our Twitter, our email address, and then every like newspaper article that was ever published about us is up there. So it's cool. Yeah, I don't know if actually Gabrielle, since you're the new secretary, I can share editing privileges to this with you, and you can update it at some point. if you
Power.
want to. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if Maddie's still managing Facebook or not because she's away. She's done like occasional
We did a
stuff.
couple of things over the summer while she was gone.
It'd be great to get that going.
So we
What if
have.
we did like everyone posts one thing a week?
Well, actually,
It's just,
well, we
like,
have.
shared.
So Faith Chu and Shreya Solar, sorry if I mispronounced his name, but they're our new outreach and publicity teachers.
So they'll be taking it
So
over.
I'm hoping, and Faith actually said she's tuning into the live stream right now. So
Oh, cool.
hello, Faith,
Hi,
if you're here.
Nice to meet you.
And Shreyas is unfortunately sick. I think he might also be tuning in. But
Okay.
hello, Shreyas, if you're here. So I'm hoping that we can start getting that out. One question I did want to ask about publicity in terms of the Culture Center, like we don't want to announce anything yet until we really meet with them. Am I correct? Like for the second time where we like actually concretely talk about it?
It's probably wise. I already told people stay, but I won't advertise anything else.
Yeah, like I think we can tell people, but like
Don't do a formal thing.
like
Yeah.
to all Duke students kind of thing. Right?
And have a
Yeah.
big party to celebrate it, and then we'll have a big launch party next fall when it starts,
That'd
or
be so
spring.
I'm so glad that it's happening. Not to like rub it into the seniors' faces. but,
Disability
like,
Pride Week. Disability Pride Week.
we're
Wow.
so I've also mentioned that to both Faith and Shreyas,
Okay.
and I want them to start.
We can keep it
banning
low key, like we don't have to do anything massive like the arts event, but
Social media campaigns
Just, like,
is important. Maybe like something like event on the
easy
quad.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my eyes switching, sorry. But
Stuff that brings us together, but doesn't require tons of funding and work.
yeah, just like a dinner or something that we can invite people to. Maybe like a get together.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. I always look forward to those kinds of events where we actually engage with community.
Yeah.
I keep saying this here, like I
Yeah.
want to engage with community more.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool to bring like all of the newly created space groups, right? Like bring like me and
Yeah.
NASA, bring like, and then like have all of us celebrate. In this case, DCC, Disability Cultural Center, already started one, or like weekend NASA space, like whatever.
Are we
Yeah.
gonna call it that, the DCC, or is it
I
gonna
think
be
it catches
called?
on.
We said Center for Disability and Diversity. That's CDD. That
I
was
don't know, it's kind of hard to
previously-
Oh, is that what we
say.
said?
CGD.
Which one sounds better?
I like DCC.
I think I do too.
DCC.
It's got a ring to it.
Yeah, it's like,
Like
so much easier
I've only
to
been thinking about
say.
this for 2 years.
No.
Yeah, I think that's true. CDD is harder. And CDD, that's what we used to call my it was CCD.
And people might get
And that was
confused.
that was our Catholic
CD,
religion.
CDC.
Yeah.
Wait, no.
We're doing like CWD.
Ooh. C-dubs? C-dubs. I like it. Oh, got it.
Yikes.
It's like beat-ups, like wow.
Oh, is it? Oh, God.
But no, we don't want to
If
be.
you call it this, wait, you were saying DCD?
We'll send out a poll. We'll send out a poll for this.
We
We
can
need-
vote on a name later.
Yeah.
DCC.
Let's get a space first.
DCC
Yeah,
has my vote.
I think
It's like, what
gonna-
generations are we gonna buy?
We are making
It's gonna
something.
either be Disability Cultural Center or Center for Disability and Diversity, but I think the first
Okay,
one's
so
better.
CDD?
It's easier to say. It would be DCC.
Oh,
Disability Cultural
Cultural
Center.
Center.
I just think it has a rhyme. Like,
Yeah,
it'd be like
DCC.
La Casa, DCC, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah.
Oh yeah.
Works in
Yeah.
Spanish too, yeah.
Oh, sort of.
There's a flow.
Okay. I think it's time to wrap up.
Yeah.
Thanks everybody who tuned in and for everybody who's here. I guess next week our meeting will be at the same time. We'll try to work out another meeting time so that's not in the morning after a Friday night. Same time, I'm hoping next week it'll be a community event. So more of a hangout, and we don't have funding to bring snacks and stuff to that yet. But if I can, I'll hopefully maybe get us to bring some stuff.
Yeah, we also have donuts.
Oh, donuts, that'd be great. Morning donuts.
Oh.
Well, for meeting in the morning, donuts make sense. If it's
Yeah.
not morning, then maybe something else.
Donuts, tea, and coffee. Something like that.
Oh, that's nice. But will people actually show up to a morning thing?
Maybe more people will.
If there's donuts, true.
Like,
But yeah, I'll organize that. Hopefully, we'll do something with that. But yeah,
We didn't do introductions for everyone else.
okay,
If we want to do that real quick,
yeah, please do.
I think that'd be cool. Sweet. Okay, I'm Kevin.
oh yes.
Also in Trinity, I studied political science, looking at like how to make cities more just and equitable spaces. Why am I a part of this club? I was really good friends with Jay, and Jay invited me, and then I kind of fell in love with it and found that like advocacy and disability also relates to advocacy for like everything else, and like being an ally in the disability community means also that my life is better as a result, right? And so just like that universal design component. Yeah.
Brian.
Me? I'm Brian Rush. I'm studying mechanical engineering and Arabic, and unfortunately, I can't directly relate those to disability and everything else.
Fluid dynamics, though.
Yeah, I know fluid dynamics. Yeah, I've just been super busy with engineering and Arabic, and but I have just disabled myself, genetic disability, my entire life has been disabled in a wheelchair, and so I just finally stumbled into this, and I've been doing a lot of, just a lot of things, and I've been doing a lot of similar stuff within Middle Eastern studies and such, and so I've gone over.
We're all the better for it.
We're thrilled to have you here.
Thrilled to be here. Thank you guys.
Okay. I'm Simran. I'm a sophomore. I'm trying to do a program to major, where I'm focusing on disability studies, so mainly disability representation through media. I signed up for this club. I went to the activities for my freshman year. But then I was like, the reason I signed up for the club though was because I have like a slight hearing disability. So I was like, okay, well this is something that I would like. And then I liked the club a lot, and I also fell in love with it. So I was like, I will stay on this club. And then, yeah.
This is why we do introductions every time, because it just makes me so happy.
And Simran also helped a lot with the disability conference.
Oh yeah, I worked on that last semester.
She did the program and the graphic design elements of that, and
You do graphic design? Didn't know that.
yeah, still is work study student and helping manage that.
Yeah. Yes, that too.
Yes.
I'm Gabrielle. I'm a first year like you, Kendall, and I'm a part of Dr. Q's Writing 101 class as well.
She's in the other section.
And I first got interested in Duke Disability Alliance because I heard about it through Simon for one, and I heard about it through Writing 101, and also I'm just generally interested in universal design as well, and accessibility overall.
How do you guys know each other?
We live, this is not how we know each other, but get this, we live about 10 minutes away from each other in Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Out of all places.
Like, what are the odds?
I know.
So when Gabrielle applied to Duke, did you know him then? Like when you applied?
Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
And
We-
so
we
you were
did
like,
a
who
lot
do
of
I
orchestra-
take for Writing 101? He said, Dr. Q. And you said, yes, okay.
I actually recommend it, yeah,
I had a feeling.
but not gonna take credit, because I mean you could have chosen like anything else.
I came in like kind of interested in disability in general
Yeah.
because I have a younger brother who's deaf. So,
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I also have a disabled sibling. So it does give you a different perspective on everything. Absolutely. Just the day-to-day lived experience of it, you know?
I'm Simon. I'm a junior. I study biochemistry. And why I'm here. Same reason y'all are here. I started through Dr. Q. I literally, on a whim, clicked register on that Writing 101 class because I actually registered late. And I was like, I don't really know what to do anymore. It's like, some of the classes that I was looking at, I was like, well, it's like, do I really want to do these? Anyways, so I did this one because it looked really interesting. And lucky enough, it was very interesting. So, and the rest is history.
You're president.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
Down
fancy.
above the bottom, now we're here.
I'm so excited about the progress that you guys are making. I'm so excited about our news.
Big news.
And I was really proud, and obviously I wrote this massive email to the Dream Network
I saw that.
yesterday describing you guys' progress, and I was just like, as I was writing, I was like, oh, it's just a few quick updates. But then as I was like writing, I was like, you're doing a lot. I'm like, okay, you guys have a lot to be proud of and a lot to celebrate. So I might as well share this news nationally. Well, not this news yet, but just what you guys are doing.
But soon to be.
But soon to be.
Yes.
So excited.
Once it's shareable, I will definitely put the word out.
All right.
Awesome.
Thanks for coming,
Yay.
everybody.
Have a
Next
great
week,
rest of your weekend, guys.
donuts.
Cool. I sent out the poll for filling out your availability, and then
Okay.
we can do something. We'll decide whatever we want to do after
Yes,
that.
let's do it.
If it's like at dinner time, we do that.
We wanna invite our GBM as well, just like everybody.
I sent it to the Duke Disability Alliance. That's not everyone, right?
That's not everybody.
That's
Okay.
just the exact.
I don't know. It's up
Yeah,
to
I
you.
think we should send it to everybody.
All right, let's do it.
Whoever's wanting to come.
Okay.
I am hungry actually. So now, while I'm talking about donuts,
Cool.
all right. Bye, Simone.
Bye, Simon.
Bye, Brian.
See you guys.
Bye. See you tomorrow.
See y'all.
Bye.
Nice to meet you, Ariel and Kendall.
So, oh God. I want to talk to